welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is my channel, Novel Serendipity. I'm going to do a video I've never done before, and this is going to be kind of a review slash a rant review of an entire series. I've never done that before, so yes, but I have feelings and I needed to get those feelings out in the open. I needed everyone to know that these feelings existed, or exist. I guess we'll get right into it. This is going to be my review or rant review of the Shadow and Bone Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, which is Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. And I have not read the duology yet, so if you do leave a comment, just know I haven't read the duology yet, so I don't want to know spoilers. So yeah, just
be nice to me, okay?
Here we go. I finished a series and now I think different things about these books. They're upside down and I don't even care. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with reacting to my review of Shadow and Bone. I have my Kindle, Shadow and Bone. Here's my laptop. I swear I do. Okay, well, apparently I don't have a review up on Goodreads of Shadow and Bone. But Shadow and Bone, when I first finished reading this book, I remember thinking the pacing is kind of weird. Like, the pacing is really weird, but I liked it overall. I gave it 4 stars. Oh, poor, innocent, pure past Sarah. I felt like book 1 had a lot of potential, and then books 2 and 3 just kind of crushed my soul of any potential that this series would have had, ever. So, the only complaint I had of book 1 was when what's her name? Bagra was like, hey.
Alina, guess what? My son.
Oh, sorry. We're not supposed to know it's her son yet. We'll circle back to that.
Actually, this guy, the Darkling, the one that's like showing you all this like love and attention.
Well, not really love,
but attention, and like really seems to be interested in you as a person and a human being. Yeah. Well, he's probably a bad person, and you should probably run away.
Okay. Alina she has no reason to believe Bagra, who actually treats her like complete crap, whacks her around and talks down to her, talks to her really disrespectful. And then there's the Darkling, who like treats Alina like a treasure, like the one beautiful soul in the entire universe. But somehow Alina gets it in her mind that like, oh, Bagra says that the Darkling is horrible. He's going to end up using me in the end and probably stab me in the back. And like, I have no facts to back this up, but sure, I'll believe her and I'll just run away. Felt like if she was just gonna run away, then some other part of the book should have had like a scene or maybe a clip within the book before Bagra told Alina that the Darkling was horrible, even though Alina had no notion to believe this because she's only ever seen a very nice Darkling, but okay. So yeah, like a scene where maybe he was being a little sketchy or being a little questionable, which every time you with Alina, this never happened. So like she had no reason to believe that the Darkling would ever betray her because there was nothing, no interaction, no rumors, nothing that the Darkling was a horrible person. But she decided that he was one person's kind of comment to her that she should run away. So I thought that was weird. Like, yes, the Darkling is a horrible person. He's a horrible human being, but Alina didn't know that, and she had no reason to believe that at the time this scene happened. So yeah, Bagra's like, hey, this person's treating you like no one's ever treated you before and treating you like a human being and that you're special and beautiful, but you should probably run away now. And she's just like, see you later. Yeah, then made no sense, didn't like it, but yeah, she runs away. End of book 1. Book 2, Alina and Mal are on the run. Within the first 80 pages or so, they're on the run, they're caught by the Darkling, and then they escape again. Again, pacing, weird, all over the place. And then the big middle part of the book, let's just say this is about 80 pages and this is about, I don't know, the end of the book. This big chunker here, all these pages, basically is just Mal whining, which is like the guy that Alina has loved her entire life, but Mal has never really loved her or like shown that he loved her. But now she's like powerful and she's a sun summoner, she can summon light, so like obviously she's basically like an angel. And you know what, Mal's like,
hey, I'm interested, but I don't like this new Alina that you've become. I like the old Alina, which like I didn't know I liked her until this like new Alina showed up, but like I would like the old Alina to come back because I liked her.
Whine, bitch. Complain. Make Alina feel guilty at every point ever. Like, oh, we're on the run. Oh, I'm not gonna like say it's your fault, but it's totally your fault.
The fact that you have feelings for the Darkling, oh my gosh, how could you, even though, you know, you spent your entire life up until now pining for me. I showed you no interest whatsoever. And you know what? You should just, like, be okay with that. I showed you no interest whatsoever, and the Darkling was the first one to treat you like you were special. How dare you still have feelings for him?
Blah, 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 blah. You know. And then they're on this mission to find all these little relics for Alina to wear to make her stronger, to take down the Darkling, because at this point they realize the Darkling isn't like a great human being at this point. Whatever, cool. Now, there's proof that he isn't a good human being. Alina can now act on that because there's proof. Her actions in book 1, this is book 3, we'll get to that. Her actions for book 1 were just weird. Obviously, I wasn't very organized when I was doing this. It's fine. Here we go, Siege and Storm. It doesn't look like maybe I posted it to Goodreads, but that's okay. Okay, the middle of the book was the opposite of the beginning where everything happened. You know, they're running, they're, you know, Alina's struggling to like be alive. They're caught and then they escape again with the help of Nikolai. God bless Nikolai. Nothing happens in the middle. Basically, the middle is just Mal guilt-tripping Alina every turn. Alina wants more power, and he makes her feel guilty about that. She gets more power, and then he doesn't like who she's becoming. He makes her feel guilty about that. She still has, like, these, like, remaining feelings for the Darkling because, like, he makes her feel guilty about that. He's just like a regular human and he makes her feel guilty about that. Basically, Mal is there to whine, bitch, and complain the entire time while Alina's literally trying to save the world and he's just there to what? Track some animals? He's an animal tracker. He can track some animals and whine. How special. In book 1, you really learn about each of the characters, and then in book 2, it's almost like you already learned everything about them and that there's nothing else left to learn. And that just makes for a very flat character. It's true. I feel like you learn everything you can about the main characters in book 1, and you don't really learn anything new in book 2, except for the fact that Mal is a whiny bitch. Okay. All in all, this is a decent sequel. You know, the more I think about it, it just really isn't. I just felt like there wasn't enough information and lacking development for it to be any more than a 3-star rating for me. Like I said, I really enjoyed book 1 and I'm excited for book 3. Oh, poor Sarah. Poor innocent Sarah. Book 2 was just a huge miss for me. Okay, that's book 2. Huge miss. Though in book 2, we learn that Nikolai, the prince of this entire kingdom, okay, he has an older brother. They kill him off. I felt like his brother was supposed to be a more important character than he was. Not Nikolai's fault. He died, whatever. Moving on. Nikolai just saving Alina, saving Mal, saving everyone? Out of the Darkling, Mal, and Nikolai, Alina chose Mal. I'm just trying to make it make sense. Hold on.
Mal.
No, it's not there for me. Hate Mal. Okay, so Nikolai saves everyone. They spend the majority of this book, probably at least 85% of it, planning this revolt against the Dark. The Darkling has taken over. The king and prince are now on the run. He's taken over the kingdom, and they spend the majority of this book planning on how to take down the Darkling. But nothing actually happens. They just talk about it, you know, kind of like my future. I talk about it, but nothing ever happens. Okay, I had like all these things planned. Okay, these things I actually have. So, book 3. Guess it should go upwards. Book 3, okay? I started it and I finished it, okay? Let's talk. So, I sent Jade some text messages. I wasn't yet done with the book at this point, okay? And I said,
You're telling me that Lee Bardugo killed off stupid Mal just to bring his dumb ass back to life?
He died, and I was like, thank God, Alina can move on. Thank God, like, Alina can, like, be with Nikolai. Or even the Darkling. Like, is he gonna get a redemption arc? Like, what's the point of his character? No one knows. Okay, he's just, like, a typical villain. He was set up to be this really deep, in-depth villain, and he was just so subpar in the end. Anyways, not the point. But yes, killed off Mal. Killed off Mal. Not only did she bring him back to life, she made him special. He's the third, like, relic thing that she has to, like, kill him and, like, wear his bones for, like, extra strength, okay? So then I sent, okay. She replies, it's a whole ass mess. Yes, it is, okay? I said, and made him special with a bunch of like pukey faces, okay? She killed him, thank goodness, but then brought him back to life and made him special. He's not special. I felt like that was like his redeeming quality, and it just wasn't redeeming. Not redeemed. Stamp of not redeemed. Denied. Okay. At this point, I finished it. Okay. Then I say, I finished and I was annoyed. But the more that I think about it, the angrier I get. Obviously, I'm just still getting so much angrier. And then I'm kind of felt like Leigh Bardugo really did the Darkling just so poorly. Like his character, like I said, it was the first book made us believe that he was going to be this really deep character, and then he was just like, I don't know, not deep. He was like a Scooby-Doo villain. Like, you learn just enough about him before they like figure out who it is and like unmask the villain. Okay, the Darkling was supposed to be more than that. Poor guy. Okay. Then I say, and what the hell was the point of the Darkling? Because there was no point of the Darkling, let's be honest. 3 books of planned revolt against him, and he died by dagger in the heart. He died, this all-powerful being. He's been alive for thousands of years. He can control and make these like dark monster things. Like, he's just super powerful guy, and he dies by pointy object. Make it make sense. Honestly, someone could have stabbed him in book 1 when he wasn't as strong as he was in book 3. This could have been a standalone. Shadow and Bone could have been a standalone novel. Wow, I just think I found a revelation. Okay. And his dying words were, "Don't leave me alone." Like, the potential for amazing was there, and then it was gone. So we have this character, and Baghra, who's his mother, okay, she could have told Alina that in like book 1, but of course she didn't, whatever, okay? And in book 3, she like sacrifices herself and lets Alina and Mal and some other people like escape after the Darkling attacks Nikolai's like little fortress. I'm just kind of upset about it because like she was even a more important character than the Darkling. And then she died by flinging herself off this fortress. That's it. She just flung herself off. Dead. Was there a point? No. And then there's this guy, the Darkling, and he has an actual name. We learn his actual name, and he makes Alina say it a couple of times because he hasn't heard his actual name in so long. His mother has raised him to be alone and believed that he was alone, and that strength was power, and like that's all there was to life. And his dying words were, "Don't leave me alone," because he's felt alone for his entire life. What was the point of his character if it was going to start with him being a good guy? Someone saying he was a bad guy even though he wasn't being a bad guy. He had intentions of being a bad guy, but like they could have like turned that story around a little bit. Didn't, you know, just a bunch of stupid people. And then he died, and his last words were, "Don't leave me alone." It's just so sad. Like, but like it could have been sadder. Like that could have been a death I cried over if I was emotionally invested, but I wasn't. I'm more emotionally invested how I'm not emotionally invested. Make it make sense. I can't. Okay. And I just can't get over how he died by pointy object. Okay. So Alina kills him. Mal comes back to life miraculously, and Alina no longer can summon sun. Her sun summoner abilities were distributed amongst, I don't know, the normal people, normal folk, okay? And, I mean, there's backstory behind that, but basically all you need to know is she can no longer summon sun. And then her and Mal go running off to live happily ever after. That's it. Moral of my story is this trilogy could have been a standalone, and that's it. I hear the duology is better. Everyone tells me that. Everyone tells me the duology is better. To be completely honest, if there were a bunch of people telling me that the duology was better, I wouldn't be reading the duology. But it's like Noria's like favorite book, or one of her favorite books of all time. And so basically what I'm going to do is read it for her. And yeah, so here we are. This is me just spewing my feelings all over the place. This wasn't organized in the least. And you know what? Neither were these books. So here it is, me wrapping up this video. If you want to see more stuff like this, where it's basically just me rambling on with no formatting whatsoever, no plan going into the video, let me know. But besides that, that's all I have to say. So yes, like, comment, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all next time. All love. Bye. The camera is like slowly falling on the thing. What am I gonna do about that? Time to adjust. Wow. Is that gonna make a difference? Probably not. Mail. Okay. Oh gosh. Good old Amazon Kindle. Okay, just a second. God, editing this video is gonna be a nightmare. Okay. Shedding. Okay. Scratch that. Siege and wow, I'm super annoyed at myself. Yes, babe. I'm in the middle of something. Oh, sorry. Can you go back downstairs? Do you need something? Oh, you're just being annoying. I'm filming a video. I'm leaving this in there.